Hey guys, welcome to another video of Maxi Aspie, and today guys I'll be talking about 8 things that teachers need to know about autism. Now I do a lot of speeches and I love doing the speeches and I love doing the YouTube videos because it just means that we're always raising awareness with autism and making sure that people understand more about the condition. And I just wish that these 8 things the teachers knew when I was at school, because I think it would have helped me in a lot of ways if they had known. So guys, today I'm going to be saying the 8 things I think teachers need to know about autism. So number 1, autism is a wide spectrum. So I think a lot of teachers can really get into their minds that they hear autism, they judge people with autism on the stereotypes. You know, you can't look people in the eye, they feel lack of empathy, and they then pigeonhole that person as autistic and they treat them in this way, when really the key to autism is not just understanding autism, but it's understanding the individual. How does it affect them instead of affecting all 10 people? Number 2, a child with autism might need extra help with social interaction. So what I found really stressful at school is a lot of the time at primary school they put you in teams and they're like, okay, you can be in his team, you can be in their team, you can be in her team. But if I've not got the interaction skills to do that, then how am I meant to interact and do this team building with these students if I don't even know how to socialise with them? I feel like teachers try and bombard us so much with education that they lose sight on the key skills that we will need later on in life, such as social interaction. You know, if it wasn't for my mum and also me having to go through tough situations and looking like a bit of an idiot, you know, I wouldn't be so interactive with people. But it's took me to fall a few times to get to the idea of, okay, this is what I say, this is what I can't say, you know, and still to this day I struggle with some social cues, and that can be difficult. Number 3, sensory issues are a big distraction in classrooms. I think again, a lot of teachers think autism and they don't think about things like loud noises and lights and all these sensory issues that could be used in a classroom. I see that schools sometimes now, while people are learning, put ear defenders on, you know, to isolate the noise for people with autism, and I think that's a great idea, and I think it's something that teachers need to know about, you know, that this is something that is used, you know, ear defenders to block out the noise in the classroom, you know, and it's cost effective things like that that can just really help and benefit someone with autism in the classroom. Don't think they're not going into the classroom just because they're being naughty or they don't want to learn. It could just be the simple fact that there's too much noise, there's too much light in the classroom, and if we make these small adjustments that are cost effective, don't cost any money, we get more people with autism in the classrooms so they can learn and have a brighter future. Number 4, establish a flexible routine. I can understand from a school point of view that can be really hard, but at the same time it will be so more beneficial not only to the school but to that pupil if you put in a flexible routine for them. If they want to do something or they don't want to do something, be flexible with it and understand there might be a bigger reason of why they actually want to do this versus that. Positive reinforcement instead of punishment. Now, I've always done better with a pat on the back, someone saying, oh, I'm doing a good job, or I'm doing this good, or I'm doing that well. I've always been better in that respect. So when someone says I'm doing a good job, I work harder because I want to keep that momentum going. I want to keep that outlook they have on me, that perspective. I want to keep it. So I'll carry on working. But in school, if I was ever punished, it never made me feel, oh, I need to do better. In actual fact, it probably made me go the opposite, because I thought, well, what's the point? Anything I do isn't good enough, so why am I even trying? You know, if you go up to someone and say, oh, that's really rubbish what you just done, and they've spent so much time on it and they think it's great, that would just demotivate them. As if you were to go up to them and say, okay, that's really good, but if you still wanted them to improve it somehow, you could always go, but I would add this and add that, but apart from that, that looks really good. You should be so proud. It's that positive reinforcement instead of that punishment of saying, actually, that's really bad, or I thought it could be better. Number 6, and this can be tricky because it's how do you manage it, which is the hard part of it, but some people with autism will tell the truth how they see it, and if they see an injustice matter, which is something I do, if I see something that's not fair, I'm probably more likely to say it. Now that doesn't mean that we want to cause trouble, that doesn't mean that we want to stir things up, that doesn't mean that we're angry at the person, we're just frustrated at the fact that something has happened that we see as not being fair. And getting back to the truth thing, if someone asks you a question, sometimes it's like, well, when do I lie? When do I say, oh yeah, that's good if I think it's terrible? And sometimes teachers in school will look at that autistic person as if they're trying to be nasty, and it might not be. It just might be that they're saying the truth how they see it. The truth is a complicated subject because it's a matter of, do I say how I feel or don't I? I've always been concerned, especially when I was at school, people might have thought I said something to be horrible, and it wasn't the case. It was just me saying as I saw it, and it wasn't a popular statement. Number 7, people with autism might need specific instructions. I still struggle with this. If you give me a long sentence and tell me to do this thing, I probably won't remember. But you tell me what I need to do specifically to the dotted line, I'll do it. If you say, go in my office, it's got this on the door, get me a pen. Done. But if you say, okay, go to my office, down the corridor, to the left, to the right, it's near the sign that says blah blah blah, then on the door it says, I won't get it. So it's just specific instructions that will really help someone with autism. And again, if you ask them to do something and they're not doing it, it might not be that they're just being naughty or they're being difficult. It might just be that they don't understand what you've asked them, and they don't understand the instructions that have been given. And number 8, to any teacher, I say remain calm. As much frustration or possibly anger or any feeling that you feel, I always say that the person with autism is probably feeling it 10 times worse, because they're not only frustrated that they might not understand, they're frustrated that they're not normal, they're frustrated because they're not like everybody else. All these feelings are in their head, and all they really want is someone to help them and guide them onto a correct path in life, and that's all we all want. In reality, I always say remain calm, because you as teachers, you'll get more out of the student if you do remain calm. They're more likely to come up to you more and more and confide in you because they feel safe and they feel that they're not going to be judged by that person. And also, more importantly, if you remain calm, you make more sensible decisions. The worst time I've made silly decisions have been the times that I'm stressed or angry, or I've let my emotion get the better of me. So I always say to any teacher, remain calm no matter what the situation is. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some insight on autism, especially in schools, because I feel it's still a big issue. The exclusion rate is still the highest it's ever been. And to be honest, I want to get that number down, and the way we can get that number down is by having teachers in schools who are trained by people like John Reed, who is understanding, compassionate, and really cares about autism and the students out in those schools. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Take care. Goodbye for now.